Hey y'all, welcome back to Memaw's house, where we're eating good food, sharing good times, and we hope you enjoy your stay. Let's get to cooking. Hey y'all, welcome back to Memaw's house. I'm in the kitchen and I'm getting ready to make a cake. We had our anniversary this week, and you saw that I had posted over on the community post that me and Peepaw went out and celebrated our 42nd wedding anniversary. Now, we've been together for 46 years because he's my college sweetheart. I couldn't get that out of my mouth. But anyway, we met in college and we've been together ever since. I think, and I know, I've been together with him longer than I was with my parents. Nonetheless, we're going to bake this cake. So, it is a banana pudding poke cake. You know, I like to do a little poke cake in the summer because A, it's quick because I get to use a cake mix, and B, they're cool. So it really does serve a good purpose. Anyway, I got my apron on, got my ingredients out. I'll show them to you next. Let's get to cooking. Here are the ingredients that we'll be using for our banana pudding poke cake. For the cake itself, I'm going to try a Dolly Parton banana cake, 4 eggs, and some butter, a half a cup of melted butter. Then the other ingredients will be used for the filling. The pudding, the milk will all be used for the filling, the Cool Whip, the sour cream. And of course, all those ingredients will be listed down in the description box below. So, of course, if you've watched my channel for a minute, you know that I always, with a box mix, I always put together all of my liquid ingredients, whether it's eggs and oil and water or eggs and melted butter. I like to get all of those ingredients pulled together first, and then I like to add the mix, the powder from the mix. It makes for a not so dry cake. It makes for a moist cake, in my opinion. So I've melted my butter here and I've cracked my 4 eggs. This particular cake mix is a little bit different from me because she calls for milk and eggs and butter. Generally, a boxed cake, if you know anything about boxed cakes, they call for oil, eggs, and water. So it's a little bit different. It makes for a fuller cake with the melted butter in it. So, and the milk. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this together and get this cake baked. And you'll notice that I am mixing together my liquid ingredients because I like to add a little volume to the eggs before it gets with the dry ingredients so that I don't have to beat it so long with the dry ingredients. But now it's time to go ahead and add the cake mix. Now this particular cake we're going to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which I have my oven preheating for that. And it will bake for about 25 to 30 minutes is what the package says. So I'm going to go ahead and get this mixed together. Now, this particular recipe calls for a filling and the bananas and the vanilla wafers. Now, did I get this recipe from somewhere? No, it came out of my head. So I really hope that you like this recipe. Now, for my girlies who don't bake all the time, these recipes are perfect for you because they're really easy to pull together. You don't have to do a whole lot of measuring and sifting flour and all that. So this actually is a recipe for my new cooks and for those girls who don't have, or guys. I certainly don't want to leave y'all out, but I want you all to know that it's easy to pull a recipe like this together. So this is the perfect recipe for you. And see how easy that cake came together? Let's go ahead and spray my pan, and I've had this pan for a zillion years. I'm going to spray it with some Pam. You can use the baking spray as well, but I don't have any, so I'm just using regular old Pam. We're going to get this into the pan, and we'll spread this out. Here's a little music to listen to while I get this in the oven. Okay, y'all, so the cake is out of the oven. It is going to cool. It baked for about 24 minutes. And it's going to cool now for 30 minutes, if not a little longer, so that I can make sure that that cake is nice and cool before I put the pudding in. So in the meanwhile, while it's cooling, and as it ends at the end of its cooling, I'm going to mix my filling. And we'll get that done in a minute. Now that the cake has fully cooled, I'm going to go ahead and pull together my filling. The filling will consist of just a banana pudding, and it's an instant pudding. I'm going to use 2 cups of milk, and I'm also using a big package of banana pudding. So generally on that package, it calls for 3 cups of milk, but we don't want it to be at the full consistency. We want it to be a little bit more dense, so I'm not adding as much milk, because eventually we're going to put some sour cream and Cool Whip in it to make the rest of the filling. So it's a 2-layer filling, the straight banana pudding, and then the banana pudding with the Cool Whip and sour cream. So let's mix this up. It takes only a few minutes to get this thick enough for us to add to our cake. And you'll notice that when I go to do my cake, as far as poking it, I normally use either a straw or a chopstick or something to poke the cake with and then put the filling over. But today I'm doing something a little bit different because I want to make sure that the banana pudding actually gets down inside the cake. So I'm actually going to use my bag, my pastry bag, and a round tip. And we'll go in and make the pokes with that. So you'll see when I get to it. Now this is the first time I'm trying this trick with the poking the cake with the actual pastry bag and tip, but this is super easy. It's really easy, and it's guaranteed to get some of that cream down in the poked holes of your cake. So I've now emptied that back into my bowl so that I can go ahead and put my banana pudding on top of the cake. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and add my bananas. I'm going to slice my bananas and add some vanilla wafers on top of the cream. Now I'm going to add a second banana because the first banana didn't look like it was enough bananas. And if you don't like bananas like that and you don't like fresh bananas in your cake, don't add them. But I think that it will add a good texture and that banana flavor to the cake. You see, I've not added any flavoring at all to it. So let's go ahead and get the rest of the cake done. Okay, y'all, so I've decided that I'm going to put another pack of pudding in so that I can make the real banana pudding part of it. So I'm going to do another pack of pudding, a small pack of pudding, to mix with my sour cream and Cool Whip for the topping. So let's do that. Oh, and this pudding is a vanilla pudding because Memaw does not have banana pudding packages just laying around the house. I did have some vanilla pudding package just laying around the house. So I'm using the vanilla pudding and in hopes that it will make the flavor of the banana still come through. If you don't want to use vanilla, you can always have 2 packs of banana pudding mix available to yourself to make sure that this is going to come out the way you want it to. So let's get this. This will be the icing of the cake, which is basically a second filling. But we're going to get this mixed together with a half a cup of sour cream and a cup of Cool Whip. Now that is all blended well together, and I did more folding than I did mixing or stirring because I didn't want to break down that Cool Whip. I wanted it to stay nice and fluffy, and it did. So let's go ahead and add this onto our cake And we're almost done, y'all. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and add those vanilla wafers. You know we need some more vanilla wafers to make it pretty on top. And I'm just going to crush it with my hands. If you want to crush yours already and have it pre-done in a food processor or using your rolling pin in a bag, whatever works for you. I just didn't feel like pulling all that out, so I'm putting my fingers to work. And we're going to get these vanilla wafer crumbs put on top of our cake. There she is, perfect for a family cookout. If you're taking it somewhere, keep it in the pan. You don't have to flip it out. I love it. Okay, y'all, so the cake is done. I'm going to cut a little piece, and I'm going to try a piece. Peepaw said he's going to try it, too. He don't want to be on camera. Y'all know how he do. I'm going to try it, though. So let's cut the cake. Here we go. Okay, y'all. Here we go. The cake is nice and moist. Dolly did her thing. And I didn't do anything different than what was required on the box. I didn't put any different ingredients on it. So follow that box cake mix. It did make a nice light cake. And then the filling is fabulous. Of course, I think it's fabulous. I got a little bite of banana, got the vanilla wafer. It is good eating. So y'all go try this recipe, take it to the family cookout, and y'all be blessed. Bye. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you give this recipe a try. It's super easy and it's perfect for summer. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. We'd love to have you over here at Memaw's house. Y'all be blessed. Bye.